Hi everyone, it's Helen here from Bodywork-Pilates, and today in our How to Get the Best From series we're going to actually look at how we can open up the chest and the upper back, expand our ribs and just free up some movement around the shoulder girdle. And we're going to do that by using our squashy ball. Now if you know us, you know that we love these balls. These are like midi stability balls. We have smaller, we have larger. This is what we call our midi. You can see that I've quite deflated it. I don't want it really well inflated because I'm going to be putting that behind my breastbone and lying over it. So the point is not to try and push yourself all the way up to the ceiling. The point is to get a gentle rise from behind the breastbone. So partially deflated. If you've got one of these at home, then you can do that yourself. Now, because at the studio we're fully equipped, we've also got blocks and we've got little neck pillows too. And I'm going to be using one of those behind my head because what I don't want to do is to elevate my chest on a ball and then feel like my head's hanging off a cliff. We still want to have some length in the back of the neck. Okay, so bring yourselves carefully down. So I'm going to place the ball right behind my breastbone. So right behind, between the shoulder blades, behind my breastbone. And I'm going to pop a little head pillow just behind me so that I can feel my lower back is unaffected. Just move down a touch. My lower back is unaffected. I'm still able to just drop the weight of the back of my pelvis down. So actually, the front edge of my pelvis is just as neutral as it ordinarily would be. My head isn't heavily back. It's perhaps a fraction further back than normal. So instead of looking up and seeing the ceiling above me and slightly forward, I'm marginally looking up with just a tiny bias towards the wall behind me, but it is very small. So do put something behind the head if you need to. The feet and the knees are still hip distance as always. So I've got this lovely supported lift in my upper back, and it really does feel delicious. I'm going to keep a slight corset wrapping around the center of the body as always. I'm just going to take my arms up to the ceiling. So initially, on the outward breath, I'm just going to overreach the arms to the ceiling. Now I'm not hooking the shoulders up onto my ears, so the shoulders are still down. I'm just overreaching my fingers. And then as I breathe out, I'm going to let my shoulders retract and I'm going to feel my shoulder blades wrapping around the ball. I'm not trying to lift my ribs any higher. Okay, so again, keeping the shoulders sliding down, I'm just overreaching my fingers to the ceiling. And then I'm letting my shoulder blades sink gently and wrap themselves around the ball. So you'll notice as you look up that your hands come slightly closer together as you reach, but as the shoulder blades wrap around the ball, the hands will come a little wider. Do that a couple more times. So I'm not changing anything in my neck, I'm not changing anything in my pelvis. I'm just getting that feeling of drawing my shoulder blades off and then around the ball. I'm going to find somewhere in between the two. As I next breathe in, I'm going to open my arms out to the side as if to put the backs of my hands onto the floor. Now, I can do that with no real issue. I can feel a slight openness across the front of the chest. If that feels like it's way too much, then either reduce what you're lying on, and if you don't have a ball, feel free to use a rolled towel, that would work well, or maybe a yoga block. If you have a yoga block, that would work too. But if that feels like it's too much, then just put something, maybe a couple of towels underneath the hands, so that when the hands come down, they're just a little held from the floor, but they're not hanging in space. Okay, as I breathe out, I'm going to lift my arms. I'm going to cross my arms over my chest, not around my throat, and I'm going to pull my shoulder blades apart as if I was trying to touch the floor either side of my ribs. Inhale the arms up and open, letting the hands come down to the floor if that works. As you breathe out, bring the arms up, change the cross of the arms so the forward arm is changed, cross over the chest and try and touch the floor. Now, if you're blessed with a magnificent chest, You may never get the arms down to the floor, but that doesn't mean to say you can choose instead to wrap the arms around the throat. So letting the arms cross, reaching away. Feel those shoulder blades slide away from each other as if you were trying to touch the floor either side. Inhale the arms up and open, really reaching those fingers away. As you breathe out, bring the arms up, change the cross of the arms and reach it across. Try and touch either side. Let's just do that one more time. And then release. Have a little mooch around on the ball. Roll slightly off to one side. Remove what's behind the head if you need to. Let yourself rest down. Just take a moment to appreciate how the upper back feels. It should feel amazing. It should feel like there's much more of you connecting down into the floor. The ribs seem more open. Maybe when you take your arms out to the side, it all just feels a little looser. My shoulders feel amazing now. We only did a few repetitions of that. Should feel absolutely lovely. And then when you're ready, to stay here if you want to, when you're ready, just as always, roll to one side, press into the hands and come up. Okay, so that's how we sometimes open up across the chest and mobilize those shoulder blades across the upper back when we use that little ball. If you have any questions at all, let me know. I'll see you soon. Take care.